Today we check out the fourth largest airport in California by area, a place packed with commercial airliners, but not a single passenger in sight. We take a look at what used to be the second longest runway in the US. After that, we swing by the FBO, grab a bite to eat at the cafe, and take the crew car out for a little sightseeing, which didn't go exactly as planned, but we rolled with it. We wrap things up with a quick taxi past the Boneyard before heading home over the San Bernardino Mountains. The high desert of Southern California has some pretty interesting airports. A lot of them seem quiet at first, but that changes once you find out what kind of businesses are actually there. The next one definitely fits that vibe. It might not look like much at first, but once you get close, the view is pretty spectacular.
Joshua Approach, hello, Global 75 at the Bravos, descending to 14,000.
Global 75 Victor Bravo, Joshua Approach, altimeter 3001, continue descent via the J95, set maintain 8,000.
3001 and descend, continue the descent on the J95, except to maintain 8,000, 75 at the Bravo.
We are changing it up a little bit today and actually going to be departing VFR from French Valley Airport. We ended up giving a friend a ride to pick up his own plane, and it's the same airport that we got Hannah from, so we never mind stopping over at French Valley. We would then depart and fly north, initially around March airspace to the east until we reached at least 5,500 to be above that airspace, and then direct to Victorville Airport at 8,500 over the San Bernardino Mountains. And we'll be making sure to pick up flight following because that is an approach corridor for a lot of the commercial traffic. So this is not our first time landing here. If I remember correctly, this is our third time, but the first time it was with Hannah doing some complex endorsement training so I could fly her legally, and it was the second new airport we flew with her, only after Redlands. And the second time here was doing my IFR training, practicing DME arcs. So again, today that makes it the third time, but it would be our first time where we actually visit the FBO, because the first two times I didn't even know there was an FBO. But not only will we be visiting the FBO, but it would complete visiting all of this chain's FBOs in California. And this chain is Irene's favorite. And I'm sure you guys already know which one that is by now, but if you're new here, you'll find out soon enough. We'll also share what the cafe is like at this location, take a tour around the rest of the FBO, and borrow the fancy crew car to initially go to a local museum, but plans ended up having to change, and instead we did a quick tour around the surrounding areas. All as we visit Southern California Logistics Airport in Victorville, California.
Radio 988, contact SoCal 135.05.
SoCal 135.05, Radio 988, see you.
Now there's definitely some history at this airport. First, it began in 1941 as George Army Airfield, and then it was later renamed to George Air Force Base.
November 39 Hotel, radar search terminated. You could squawk VFR and contact Victorville Tower.
Squawk VFR and over to Victorville Tower. Thanks for the help. 39 Hotel.
During World War II, the base trained bomber crews and supported combat operations. Fast forward to the Cold War, and it converted to a tactical fighter base from the 50s through the 80s with aircraft like the F-4 Phantom and the F-105 Thunder Chief.
Victorville Tower, Ever 19039 Hotel, 9 miles south inbound for full stop with Lima.
Air 1939 Hotel, Victorville Tower. Roger, are you going to Millionaire after landing, or are you going to be a taxi back?
Going to Millionaire, 39 Hotel.
Air 1939 Hotel, make the left downwind to runway 17 and report left midfield.
Left downwind to 17 and report midfield, 39 Hotel.
After the Cold War ended, things changed and the military began downsizing with the Base Realignment and Closure Commission in 1988, and the base was officially closed in 1992. Now, not every base can find a second life, but this one did by focusing on aviation. With optimal weather for flying, which we will get into more detail later, it became an ideal location for an aviation hub. Two years after its closure, in 1994, it opened back up as Southern California International Airport, and 1 year later, in 1995, it received the FAA certification, allowing it to start serving passenger and cargo operators. And finally, in 1999, the airport once again changed its name, making it Southern California Logistics Airport. The city would then build a strong relationship with a developer that prioritized creating an 8,500-acre multimodal freight transportation hub with air and ground connections, which you'll see on the approach. Today, it has huge companies here such as Boeing, FedEx, General Electric, and Pratt & Whitney. But it does not only have aviation companies, you'll also find Dr. Pepper, Snapple, and Red Bull. Now, even though it is no longer an Air Force base, it is still used to support troop movement to Fort Irwin with over 70,000 soldiers passing through annually. And this was also where in 2019, 2 new Boeing 747-8s were selected as the next Air Force Ones. Now, during the pandemic, with air travel nearly halted and this airport having room for about 500 aircraft, many were stored right here because once again, temperatures are perfect for that. Southwest parked most of their 730 fleets right here. And even though George Air Force Base is a thing of the past, you can still see the old housing as we fly in here. You can no longer go in there because it was considered very hazardous with substances like asbestos. Now, as we see the airport coming into view here, let's talk a little bit about it. Southern California Logistics Airport is a Class Delta with 2 runways, 0321 at a little over 9,100 feet, and the big one, which we'll be landing on today, 1735 at over 13,000 feet. And it's all at an elevation of nearly 2,900 feet. Now, at one point, runway 1735 used to be the second longest runway in the US at 15,050 feet, only behind Denver International at 16,000 feet. Now, the reason for this was to be able to accommodate cargo planes that were heavy loaded in the summer. Now, back in 2022, which was our first time here, they had the full 15,050 feet of runway available. But we did find out shortly after that it was shortened. So glad we got to land on the second longest runway in the US, at least that one time. But you'll still be able to see the original elongated portion of that runway as we come in.
Victorville Tower, Aero 1939 Hotel, left downwind midfield.
Aero 1939 Hotel, wind 130 at 8, gust 15, runway 17, clear to land.
17 clear to land, 39 Hotel.
Now, this is pure speculation on my part on why it was shortened. But I remember back then when we landed that first time, the clearance that we got to land was never a full clearance. It was always at your own risk. Now, to all my non-pilot friends out there, it's not as dangerous as that sounds. Helicopters get this clearance all the time. All it means from this airport is that tower didn't have a visual on the landing end of the runway. And I think it was because the aircraft parked on the approach end of that runway obstructed tower's view. But today, that is no longer a problem. You'll still be able to see the old runway as we approach and still see all those aircrafts on the approach end. But all that to say, that is why we get the words today of cleared to land. But speaking of that long runway, I did say earlier I would discuss why it was so long originally. Well, it's for the same reason why Denver holds the #1 spot for the longest US runway: density altitude. This area is known to be extremely dry, which is great for storing aircraft, but it is also extremely hot. And when you add this airport's elevation, density altitude can surpass 7,000 feet, since temperatures can average 100+ degrees in the summer months. Another major factor to consider are the winds, because the high desert is definitely known for intense, sustained speeds of 35 to 50 miles per hour and gusts as high as 65 miles per hour. So obviously always do your weather brief.
Combat 142+1, Victorville. Combat 142+1, proceed Charlie Echo, cross runway 21.
And finally, you might have enough runway to take off here even on the hottest of days, but don't ignore the thermals in the middle of the day that can cause some rough turbulence. In the summer, we always opt for starting early and being back home before noon. The amazing thing about Victorville and the high desert though is that you get 300 days of clear skies, even when the LA basin is completely clouded over, because the mountains hold the marine layer from getting into the high desert.
Air 1939 Hotel, continue down the runway, turn left at Delta, change to ground frequency 124.45.
All right, continue down to Delta and over to ground, 39 Hotel.
Oh, and one more bonus thing to consider. In the summer, you see those mountains at the end there? They will cause some tall cumulus clouds to form, which you do not want to be around. So again, just make sure you plan for that. Now, of course, there are instrument approaches, which include the RNAV to all 4 runway approaches and the localizer and VOR DME to runway 17. But just know there are no ILS approaches. Now, this is a great airport for instrument training because it really is a calm airport, and at least the times I have been here, tower has been nothing but great. As far as instrument departures, just know it's not a straight out. You have to make a right turn to a fixed 20 miles to the west before proceeding on course. So just take that into account if you're just doing it for practice.
Victorville, ground arrow 1939 Hotel, clear of 174 Millionaire.
Air 1939 Hotel, Victorville, ground, turn right on Echo, cross runway 21 on Echo, then turn left on Charlie.
All right, turn right on Echo, cross runway 21 at Echo, and then left on Charlie, 39 Hotel.
Now, I just want to make one note about the airspace here, since it's pretty open. Just don't fly north more than 15 miles, or you'll be entering the restricted zone, R2515, which is usually hot, meaning active, especially since it is the zone that goes over Edwards Air Force Base. I'm pretty sure those guys would not appreciate you going in there. Now, as cool as it would be to land there, we'd advise against it because it'll be more than a number that you'll be getting.
tow at Millionaire.
Boeing Tug 4, Victorville ground.
Boeing Tug 4, Charlie to IAC.
Boeing Tug 4, proceed on Charlie, advise off.
Boeing Tug 4 on Charlie.
Now, as far as traffic, besides all the store aircraft here, you pretty much get everything besides commercial passenger traffic. You have small GA, you have private jets, and you even have military. Matter of fact, we had the pleasure of seeing a priority air transport, but respecting the military's privacy, we chose not to film them. But just know that the military does show up very, very frequently. And as of this writing, I saw a notum that runway 0321 would be closed for everyone except for military from 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. We definitely wonder what they'll be up to. So the whole reason we are here today is for the FBO, and like I said, Irene's favorite, Millionaire. It was only after our visit here that we realized we had visited all the Millionaire locations in California, and this one was just as customer centric as all the rest. But we'll talk more about that on the ground. And also note there is no transient parking here.
Air 1939 Hotel, just continue straight ahead towards the tower onto the ramp to get around this aircraft that's in tow off to your left there, and then I'll get you turned over to the marshalers.
No problem. We'll go straight ahead towards the tower, 39 Hotel.
This is another Millionaire that does have a Jetaway cafe, and we will be checking that out and sharing it with you shortly.
Air 39 Hotel, that's your marshalers off to your left over there by the palm tree and the American flag given site.
Ah, got him inside. Gonna head direct towards them right now, 39 Hotel.
Turn your discretion.
Turn my discretion, 39 Hotel.
So we finally made it after that long taxi. So let's get out and look around.
Thank you.
Welcome. Good morning. After checking in at the front desk, we grabbed the keys to the crew car and made sure to pick up our pilot's bucks for the cafe before we headed out. All right. Oy. All right, you got this.
Wow.
It's like I just walked into a theater.
It did sound like
I
that.
know, I was like,
We're back at Millionaire,
another Millionaire.
a different one.
Different one.
We're in Victorville.
Which we did get almost like not a special invite, but we were encouraged like to come by. I think he's the manager, general manager,
Okay.
Gil. So thanks, Gil. No one knew we were coming though, so it's not like it was one of those. So, and it was still the same experience.
It was awesome. It's a true Millionaire experience.
Yeah.
And we didn't get comp for this. We're not sponsored.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not like, I just truly enjoy going to the different Millionaire FBOs. I find them to be in very interesting locations.
Yeah.
So for example, March was really unique because it's the only FBO on a reserve airbase that you can actually fly into as a civilian. And Victorville, this location, I think is interesting because this particular airport has a lot of history. It used to be an Air Force base. It's now called Southern California Logistic Airport, technically.
Yeah.
But there is still some military activity here. While we were here, there was a plane that came in after us that was...
the King Air.
The King Air that came in after us. That was filled with military personnel.
There's private jet traffic.
Yeah.
Military traffic, obviously SGA traffic.
Yep.
But the big dog here is Boeing.
That's what he said, yeah.
I didn't know.
I didn't know that either.
So Boeing takes up a lot of ramp space. I don't know what they actually do here.
I'm thinking they probably take the planes and they get them prepared to store them and then maybe bring them back to I know there's terminology for that. I don't know what it's called.
If you guys know, let us know, because it looks like they have a huge presence and they're very quiet here.
They are.
We looked up the airport.
Yeah.
We didn't find anything about Boeing.
No.
But there are a ton of airliners here.
Yeah, I think where we parked was directly in front of Millionaire, their front door off the ramp. But directly on either side, there were giant airliners parked.
Yeah, but linemen were awesome. As soon as we got there, asked us what we needed. We let them know.
Fueled us right away.
I called before we came in. Extremely friendly. It's seriously, it never stops. Any millionaire that we've been to, it's the exact same.
Yeah.
Just a great experience.
So we had a gentleman in the FBO, Carl, who stopped to talk with us. And
10 minutes?
Yeah, and just he was asking us what we were filming for. We asked him a couple questions about, what they do here and just saying, we love Millionaire. And he said the same thing. He goes, I love Millionaire too.
Yeah.
So it was just, it's always a good time.
Yeah.
We get treated so well. Even the cafe staff, they were really friendly. Just everyone from top to bottom.
Yeah.
It's always a great experience.
He did tell us that they are looking to get a huge renovation happening here as well, because they're trying to make all the millionaires look the same. I think St. George was, when I told him St. George, he was they're trying to make him look like that. St. George was amazing.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah. That is to say, this one's going to get a upgrade too, so we can't wait for that. That'll give us another reason to come back. Now, we can talk about food. What did you have?
So I had what they called a cargo, which was a brisket sandwich.
Yeah.
And it was very saucy, and the bread was really soft. And then they served it with pickles on the side, so if you didn't want the pickles in the sandwich, you didn't have to worry about that.
And then I ended up getting the chili dog. Hot dog was good. The chili though, was really good. Really good. And then because we saw it on the menu, I ended up getting nachos. I thought it was just chips and nacho cheese. It ended up being chips, chili, and nacho cheese. Again, you could get it with fries if you want, so you can have chili cheese fries with nacho cheese though. But it was good. It was actually really good.
And they had a varied menu. So if you're looking for something like just regular cold sandwiches, it looks like they had that, wraps, and then your typical burger. I think Carl had mentioned that his favorite thing here is a double cheeseburger. So, and he says it's as good as any other double cheeseburger outside of Jetaway Cafe. So when you come here,
burger, right?
yeah,
just get it there.
Yeah, and again, $1 you'll get chips, a drink, and the burger. So.
Yeah. All right, but yes, so now we're going to head to the Route 66 Museum.
Inside of, I think it's downtown-ish Victorville.
Yeah.
So we're going to go take a look at that and see what's here. I have never spent time in Victorville. Have you?
Me neither. I've lived here. I've lived in SoCal my whole life. Victorville is really just, we passed through to go to Vegas. That's about it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we're going to go find out what Victorville is all about.
So look what I found.
Oh!
So in the side pocket, they have this guide for places to eat in Victorville.
Yeah, they do. This is cool. We've seen this once before.
Santa Maria.
Santa Maria, that's what I remembered. This thing is so valuable.
So that's American. Let's see what else do they have.
Okay. Mexican.
Okay.
Italian.
All right.
Asian.
Wow.
Other, which is Indian and Cuban. And then points of interest. Victor Valley Museum and Route 66 Museum.
Which is where we're going right now.
That's where we're going to go.
Yep.
So if you guys come and you don't know where to eat, don't worry, they have a whole list for you. So you know we were ready with our USB cable, like we mentioned last week. This time the carport was located in the center storage. Again, a 10-inch screen is so much better than our phone screen. Now I know how to use this. It's this little thing right here. So I won't look like I don't know how to drive the fancy new cars. But let's go. The tower.
And this is the ARF, right?
Oh, that's the ARF. Yeah, so those are the old, you said George Airfield, Air Base housing, right?
Yeah.
Seeing on YouTube, people have gone in there. Looks like they're tearing them down.
So maybe preventing squatters, people going in there, maybe getting injured.
Yeah.
I know part of the reason, so I think originally this closed during the Base Realignment Act as part of that time.
Oh, okay.
But also, I think there were reports of cancers and other illnesses.
Oh,
because I think the site was contaminated.
Gotcha.
And so that may have had something to do with it shutting down.
Yeah. Our initial plan was to visit the Route 66 Museum, but it looked closed, so instead we decided to pretty much drive to some nearby cities around the airport. We ended up finding this neighborhood with some docks to water in the middle of the desert. We were completely surprised. Oh, one tip for you guys. These cars have that automatic shut off and it goes into electric mode. The problem with that is if it's hot outside, it will stop the compressor and so you won't get cold air conditioning anymore. But the trick to solving that is turn off that conversion over to the battery or whatever it is. For this car particularly, there's a button, circled arrow with an A. If you press that, it turns that off, and so it stays on the engine, and then the compressor won't go out, and it stays nice and cool in the car. So, just something to take note of.
We're like the only ones out here. Okay, this road is really feeling like a roller coaster now.
Yes, it is. I had to slow down.
How fast are you going?
I was going.
Well, the speed limit here is 65 and you're only going 60.
I know. I feel like I still had to slow down.
Yeah, definitely a wavy road.
All right, one thing. I had no idea that this meant unlock. Apparently that means unlock a Mercedes. Don't know, but that's what that means. I was trying to figure out how to unlock it. I just decided to push that, and that means locked. So that's one thing. This car's awesome. I mean, it got us around just fine. The only thing is, again, the little shutting off and going to battery mode, just disable that and you're good to go. You enjoyed it.
I did, I liked it.
And again, in true Millionaire fashion, a Mercedes.
And it's really comfy.
It's really comfy.
Yeah.
So we'll start with the main lobby because it's nice and big with comfortable couches, and it serves as the central hub for all the other specialty rooms here. The first room off the main lobby we'll check out is the conference room, which is really meant for larger groups. If you just need a quiet spot to take a business call, file a flight plan, or relax for a bit, don't worry, we'll get to those spaces next. Up Up next is the official flight planning room. Sure, most of us use electronic flight bags these days, but even if you don't need to borrow the computer, it's worth stopping by just to check out all the patches on display. If you guys don't know about the Night Stalkers, definitely check them out. These guys are like elite. I don't know everything about them, but I think they're rotorcraft, and the way they are trained is just spectacular. So much so that their motto is, well, it says NSDQ here. It's Night Stalkers Don't Quit. I mean, it's really cool. These guys are amazing. Now, one of the coolest rooms here is probably the Pilot's Theater. It's the first time we've seen one that actually feels like a real theater, complete with wall lighting and super comfortable seating. Honestly, it's enough to fall asleep in. But don't worry, there's other rooms for that. Very peaceful.
Yeah. So if you're looking for peace and quiet,
seriously,
the Pilot's Theater is where it's at.
Pilot's Theater. Ooh.
There you go. And I like the little details, like
I know.
The lights.
Now, like I mentioned, they do have rooms where you can actually get some sleep. These are the quiet rooms. Each one is for a single person, but don't forget, you can ask the front desk for a pillow and a blanket if you need them. And that wraps up all the rooms. And yes, there's coffee, of course. But if you're feeling hungry, don't forget about the Jetaway Cafe. We are out of here. We didn't know what to expect here. I think the highlight of this place, which is Victorville, is all the airliners you see behind us. We actually had a great time, but to be honest, there's not much to do outside the airport.
No.
Sometimes we win and we find some crazy cool places, and other times, very rarely actually, do we go to an airport and there's not more to do.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. We spoke to someone here and we asked him, where can we go? And he was like, you're at the place you can go to, because there's nothing else around. But we did take a tour around Victorville,
we did.
Hellendale, and then Adelanto, and then came back in. Millionaire, like we expected, were awesome.
Fantastic, yeah.
Food was good, and it is windy. I don't know if you guys can hear it.
Definitely see it.
Yeah, definitely see it.
Hold on. There is something people can do here outside of Millionaire.
Yes, tell us.
They can take a tower tour.
Oh, yes. You can do a tower tour.
Roger was impatient. He didn't wait for them to call him back.
Watch, they're gonna call back when we get home. We're like, hey, do you want to come? We're like, we were just there.
So we are waiting on a call back to coordinate a tower tour. They are very open to it, and I think it's mostly on weekdays.
Yeah,
you do have to get the go-ahead from the manager.
From the manager, yeah.
So we're just waiting on that. What's really cool about it is if you do come for a tower tour, you can park at Millionaire and like walk to the tower.
That's true.
It's that close. It's maybe like a block distance, right?
Yeah.
Even that.
Like a couple hundred feet.
Yeah.
Couldn't have filmed it anyways because they're very strict about filming personnel or equipment in the tower, so you guys probably wouldn't have got the experience anyways. But it's good to know. That was a good point.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah.
Your highly likely to see military, and we saw military today.
We did.
So they will come in here, and we were told that in September, sometimes they have exercises here.
They like prepare for their exercises.
Prepare,
Yeah.
okay.
They don't do their exercises at this
the
airport.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're right. See, she always clarifies. I don't know, anything else?
GE Aerospace is here. I'm not really sure what they do here. If you guys know, let us know.
They're like, nobody knows what we do there. for good reason. Yeah, so that's it. Seriously, it's a perfect stop for like, get some fuel, get some food, again, dollar food, and then continue on your way to wherever you're going.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think that's what we would use it for, right? Yep. Or if you happen to be a VFR pilot and SoCal socked in for some reason, you need somewhere to stay for a couple of hours before it breaks up, this is like an amazing stop. It's nice and cool inside. Everything is like perfect here. So we're gonna go way back and then hopefully climb out so you guys can see even more of all the airliners here.
Yeah.
So hope you guys enjoy this one. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Victorville ground, Aero 19039 Hotel at Millionaire, ready to taxi for, with Papa.
And Aero call of Victorville ground. Say again that call sign, please.
It is Aero 19039 Hotel.
Aero 19039 Hotel Victorville ground. Can you accept runway 17 at Delta with 5,300 feet remaining?
That's affirmative, 39 Hotel.
Aero 39 Hotel, runway 17 at Delta, taxi via Charlie, Echo Delta, cross runway 21.
All right, 17 via Charlie, Echo Delta, cross 21, 39 Hotel.
Now, I ended up changing my mind and wanted to take off further back.
Rail ground, Aero 19039 Hotel. Is it a problem to do Echo 2? I don't want to cause any more. If it's too much of an issue, we can do Delta.
It's not an issue. You'll have approximately 11,000 feet remaining. I just assumed you didn't need that much runway.
Oh, we don't. We just like seeing all the airliners.
Aero 39 Hotel, not a problem, sir. Amendment to my last taxi via Echo 2, cross runway 21.
All right, it's Echo 2, cross runway 21, 39 Hotel.
And really, thanks Victorville Tower for being so accommodating with that. You really didn't have to, but we really do appreciate it. And again, our favorite part is really showcasing you guys and showing our gratitude for everything you guys do for us. I am not exaggerating when I say if it wasn't for you guys, this would be so much harder. Obviously, you guys know that we put a breakdown of all the fees that we pay ourselves. There's nobody sponsoring us, nobody doing any of that. But you guys are the ones that really make it possible. So thank you. Seriously, thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts for making this so possible for us. So as we head to the run-up, yes, the run-up can be done at the blast pad at Romeo, but since you are most likely not a heavy coming in here to have lunch at Millionaire, you can go to any taxiway pretty much and do your run-up there because it is 250 feet wide. Just be mindful of any other traffic in case you need to move over, but of the 3 times we have been here, there's never been any other aircraft around. Now that doesn't mean you should assume that that's the case, but you should be okay doing the run-up on the taxiway perpendicular to the runway. But again, the keyword is there should. Again, always listen. Now we don't come here often. Again, in the last 3 years of flying, it's been 3 times. So I guess that average is about once a year. But we love getting a view of the Boneyard. That many aircraft in one area is pretty amazing to see. I mean, the dream would be to get a tour, but we know that there's a lot of liability of someone getting injured there, so we completely understand. Now, the ultimate Boneyard would be the Davis Mountain Military Boneyard. I think Irene would die. But after the pandemic, they stopped doing public tours indefinitely, but I digress. The point is, we're going to get our taxiway tour, so that's why I asked Tower if they minded we go all the way back on the runway. Again, if it caused an inconvenience, we would happily have respected that, but once we were given the go-ahead, onward we went. Another reason I like to use the full length is because more of a buffer in case something does go wrong. Now, I won't do it at busy airports, but this one is quiet. I didn't mind asking here. So last week was a fun airport, and you tended to agree, as it definitely seemed that not only did you have your own history with Hawthorne, but also the Proud Bird, which I have to admit, I didn't know how long it had been around. And once I looked it up, I found out it was 1967 is when it first opened. That's crazy. I honestly, and I'm almost a little ashamed to admit this, I thought it was probably in the last 10, 20 years. But you guys corrected, as you guys usually do, and we love it. So thank you for letting us know that. Now, it also seemed to have brought up some amazing comments, like someone having lunch with Chuck Yeager and Bob Hoover at the same time. Now, that's a story to keep on telling to your aviation friends for sure. Now, other things we learned are the little tidbits in the video you enjoyed, like how we contact the FBO and what we used for the crew cars, like the cables that we used and when do we use them, how do we use them. You guys like that, so we'll make sure to keep on putting those in the video. And finally, the thing you guys have no idea still sends Irene into cloud 9 every time I tell her a comment about how you guys like that departure. It was definitely one of our favorites, and it really was just a beautiful day, and we're so happy to hear you guys enjoyed it just as much as we did. So that wraps up another incredible SoCal airport, and of course an amazing FBO. Now, there might not be much outside of the airport, but with this place, just the views at the airport are enough. Millionaire was just the cherry on top. I do want to mention that I know that some of you have wondered why some of our videos don't have a walkthrough portion, like that middle portion now that we've changed in the last couple of months. Well, we've definitely evolved in our format in adding now the FBOs, things you can do, but we did want to let you know that some of those old videos that only have the arrival, departure, that are probably only like a 5-minute video, we do intend on going back and doing a more full-fledged format like we have today. For example, like how we did Santa Ynez.
Victorville Tower, Air 1939er Hotel, holding short 17 at Echo 2 for straight out departure.
Air 1939er Hotel, Victorville Tower, runway 17 at Echo 2, wind 140 at 20, gust 25, clear for takeoff.
17 clear for takeoff, 39er Hotel.
We love that feedback that you guys want more of the old videos, and trust me, we want it just as much as you do. So don't fret, we will make sure to rectify that. You are all truly amazing. Every week we pinch ourselves reading all the comments, and we just hope that the memories we conjure up are always good ones. Thank you for the time you put into your responses. We love them. We'll see you all next week. Until then, go fly, go discover.
morning.
1939 Hotel, Victorville Tower, early pre-change proof.
Frequency change approved. Thanks for letting us take that scenic route. 39 Hotel, have a great day.
Air 3 Mike Charlie, turn left hand turn heading 250.
250, 73 Mike Charlie.
Air 3 Mike Charlie, that's for traffic northeast of your position, 5 miles, in breeze, direction Boeing 737, descending out on 2000.
3 Mike Charlie will be looking.
Good afternoon, Joshua Approach, Aero 1939 Hotel out of Victorville, VFR Request.
Stand by. Air 3 Mike Charlie, upon reaching 13,000, resume on navigation.
3 Mike Charlie, roger.
Air 55 November, contact Joshua Approach on 133.65.
13365, Bonanza 55 number.
Air 3 Mike Charlie, resume on navigation at this time, thank you.
3 Mike Charlie, roger.
Air 1939 Hotel, go ahead.
39 Hotel is a PA-28 Romeo / Golf, requesting flight following to Corona, Alpha Juliet Oscar at 8,500.
And Air 39 Hotel, Palmdale, altimeter 299er5. You can squawk 4665.
4665, 39 Hotel.
Southwest 1571, contact SoCal Approach on 135.05.
3505, have a good day. Southwest 1570.
Here's 39 Hotel, your radar contact 7 miles south of Victorville Airport.
39 Hotel.
Joshua Skywagon 3389 Delta, VFR request.
Skywagon 3389 Delta, go ahead.
89er Delta, Cessna 180, just exited Edwards through Southgate, currently at 7,000, climbing 7,500. Request flight following to Riverside, Flay Bob.
And that's Romeo Alpha Lima.
That one actually is Romeo India Romeo.
Right, stand by.
Thank you.
And remember 89er Delta Skyhawk, correct?
180.
Roger, stand by. Air 39er Hotel, contact SoCal Approach on 127.0.
127.0, 39 Hotel, thank you.
Air 89er Delta Squawk.
Additional traffic.
Hey, that guy.
Disregard, he descended. You can contact approach 125.5.
125.542.932, thank you.
SoCal Approach, Aero 1939 Hotel, 6,600, climbing 8,500.
1939 Hotel, SoCal, Ontario altimeter is 2996.
2996, 39 Hotel.
Sky 50 Papa, radar service terminated. Just while VFR for stage proof.
Mark VFR, just change proof, 50 Papa, thank you. Thank you.
Helicopter 727, contact approach 125.5.
25.5, vent descent, see ya.
SoCal Approach, Sling 546. Juliet Bravo with VFR Request.
Sling 546, Juliet Bravo, go ahead.
We departed San Bernardino Airport at 3,300, climbing 4,500. We'd like VFR flight following to Torrance Airport, 4,500 feet. Flight.
Sling 6, Juliet Bravo, squawk 0202.
Squawk 0202, 546 Juliet Bravo.
Sling 6, Juliet Bravo, to contact 2 miles southwest of San Bernardino. You said you're coming to 4,500?
Yeah, 4,500.
Roger, resume mode navigation.
VFR navigation, 546 Juliet Bravo.
Sling 546, Juliet Bravo, contact approach 125.5.
25.5, 546 Juliet Bravo.
SoCal Approach, Aero 1939 Hotel, requesting VFR descent.
1939 Hotel, maintain VFR at or above 4,500.
VFR at or above 4,500, 39er Hotel.
Altimeter 2996.
2996, 39er Hotel.
SoCal 200, Sierra November 10,000 with Oscar Channel.
Sierra November, SoCal, decent your discussion, altimeter is 2996.
96, thanks, Sierra November.
SoCal Southwest 851, 13 South 400 descending via the Jackie.
South 851, SoCal, expect to approach 26 right, Ontario, altimeter is 2996.
26 right, we have information pop on Southwest 851.
SoCal Skywagon 3389er Delta with you at 7,500.
Skywagon 3389 Delta, SoCal, Ontario, altimeter is 2996.
9689 Delta.
00 November, traffic 12 o'clock, 4 miles southbound Cherokee, 6500 for 4500, landing Corona.
We're looking for Sierra November.